Friday Night Football is brought to you by Winnebago Motorhomes. Live a life of adventure.
Welcome into a Week 8 edition of Friday Night Football. I'm Eric Graver. He is Ethan Wiles, and we have just 2 weeks left in the regular season, and our game of the week brings us to a conference championship in the Big Northern.
That's right. Both Dixon and Byron came into the night undefeated, but something had to change tonight as they face off at the home of the Tigers.
Friday Night Football's Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Feldco, Rockford's home renewal experts.
And a rainy night in the battle for the Big Northern, but you know Byron would not have it any other way with that running game they have. And on their first play on offense, Caden Considine rips off a big run to get him into the red zone. Does not take him long to cap off the drive. That is an early 7-0 lead for the Tigers, and the Byron fans loving it. They want that conference championship, and still in the first quarter. Considine again, but this time he's going to finish off that run, make sure he gets into the end zone for his second of the quarter. Tyler Shaner trying to make something happen for the Dukes. The quarterback trying to use his legs, trying to direct traffic. Byron defense strong all night long. Josh Harris gets himself the sack on senior night. It is all Tigers tonight. Braden Knoll saw what Caden was doing. He wanted to get in on that action. Huge run makes it 21-0 in the first quarter. The Tigers go on to win it 49-6 to win the Big Northern.
Byron doing what they do best. In Stillman Valley, they were searching for their 5th win of the year playing Winnebago. Look at that rain out there. And despite the rain, and the Cardinals fans and cheerleaders were out there in full force. And they're going to love this. Second half, it's tied at 21. Braden Rogers fighting his way into the end zone, and the Cardinals have the lead. Some controversy here as Rogers is in the pile, and he gets back up, but the refs blow the play dead. You can see he is not happy. He wanted that touchdown, but just a few plays later, Rogers finds a hole, and he finds the end zone. That puts Stillman up 2 scores. They go up 27-14. Winnebago trying to get something going late in the game, but that Stillman defense that's been strong all year, they hold strong once again. Stillman Valley hanging on to the 27-14 win over Bago.
A game with big-time playoff implications with Oregon hosting the Crusaders. The Satyrs at 3 wins, trying to make it 4 so they could stay alive till next week. Through the first 2 quarters, some strong defense on both sides. Nice tackle in the backfield by Avery Lewis. But Oregon would fumble deep in their own territory, and Gavin Sanders makes them pay. Satyrs go up 13-8 later in the third. Another fumble. Hunter Evans, big hit. He's there on the recovery, and the Satyrs trying to make this one a 2-score game. A long touchdown here. It's Sanders again. Just keep calling his name. Good things are going to happen. Punches his way in. The Lutheran wins it 22-14 to keep their playoff hopes alive heading into the final week of the regular season.
A lot of muddy jerseys out there, but a pink out at North Boone as they host Rockford Christian. The Royal Lions Vikings getting off to a quick start. A direct snap to Chris Dutch, and he gets outside, turns the corner, and does what he does best. He is gone 62 yards for Dutch, and that goes for 7. The Vikes take a 7-0 lead. That play also getting 2 thumbs up from the cheerleaders looking to stay warm. At North Boone, they stay on the ground. Connor McKibben, the nice little stutter step for the score. North Boone, they clinch a playoff spot, winning 42-13.
We've had plenty of great football so far, but we're not done yet. Coming up, we'll head over to Durand High School, where 2 of the top teams in the NUIC go head-to-head. A muddy field out there. We got more highlights when FNF returns, coming up right after the break. All over the place, but nice to see the bananas staying dry. And Forreston, they may already be in the playoffs, but they have an early look at some playoff action over their final 2 games, starting with a road matchup against the Dupec Rivermen tonight. This one at Legion Field in Durand, a sloppy mess on that field, and the Rivermen up 6-0 late in the 4th. Jalen Nowd running hard, nice little spin for the first down. Tyler Hoffman pacing the sidelines as He hopes his team can hold on to the football. It was tough out there for every team trying to hold on to it, but the Rivermen pick up another key first down here. This one will ice the game for the Rivermen, and they are sliding their way into a Week 8 victory. They win this one 6-0.
To the best 1A team in the state, with Lena Winslow hosting the Galena Pirates. The rain coming down sideways. And Eric, you mentioned the rain having an impact. It makes an impact here on the punt. Lena Winslow able to fall on the punt. And they're able to score on the next play. Lena setting up Gage Dunker. We've seen him get into the end zone a bunch, and he does that a bunch tonight. More trouble for the Pirates as the rain continues to fall. The Panthers up 2 scores late in the first quarter. And when you're in the red zone, who else do you give it to other than Gage Dunker? He plops his way into the end zone. Lena Winslow cruises to a 50-0 win.
It's going to set up a big game against Forreston next week in some 8-man football at the home of the Eagles. Things did not start out well for Christian Life. This fumble coming right near the goal line on 4th down. East Lutheran not wasting any time to take advantage. Andrew Adams takes this around the left edge, dances down the sideline, charges nearly the entire way down the field, but gets stopped short of the goal line. Knights would score on that drive. Coaching staff looking for a little more, and they would find it this time on defense. Check out this play from Jacob the Ballhawk, snagging the INT and heading straight into the end zone. It was all Knights early, rattling off 20 points to start the game, but the Eagles flying high. Check out this connection here in the pouring rain between Caden Gray and Dylan Vestine. The Eagles ride that offense for 42 unanswered points. They get the win 42-20.
Well, that is a crazy finish over in the NIC 10. The Pretzels hosting the E-Rabs, and the band keeping things alive on a rainy night. Go to the opening kickoff. Freeport kicking off. It's the E-Rabs. Jordan McClellan who's going to take the kick. The little squib on the ground, and he takes it, and he sets the E-Rabs up with great field position. He goes down the sideline and sets him up at about the 10-yard line. And the speed of Javius Catlin was on display tonight. He takes this the distance for the first score of the game. He would rush for over 200 yards in this one as East gets the 30-20 win over the Pretzels.
Big win for those E-Rabs, and we still have some more action from the NIC 10 tonight, including the Huskies and the Blue Thunder battling for a trip to the playoffs. That and our play of the week is coming up right after the break.
We don't mind a little rain. You're watching Friday Night Football, Channel 13.
Well, it's been a strong season for both Harlem and Belvedere North, and with both teams at 5 wins on the year, the winner tonight could clinch a trip to the postseason. An early start with a 6 o'clock kickoff at Milt Brown Stadium. Jeff Beck talking to his guys before the start of the game. The Blue Thunder knocking on the door here. Nico Bertolino fights his way in for the score in the early 7-0 lead. A small but mighty students section there in the pink out. Harlem trying to answer, so they turn to their star running back. Dramani Muhammad breaks off a huge run. He goes for 57 yards, gets the Huskies into the red zone, but the North defense held strong, didn't allow any points. The North offense going to the air now. You don't see this a lot, especially at the weather today. Max Gillenswan finds Eric Roman, big guy, hard to bring down in the open field, drags the defense for a 54-yard gain. Bob Moynihan not liking that effort from his Huskies on defense, and that leads to a Blue Thunder field goal. Tough to kick this in the rain, but Alan Perez knocks it through. Nice kick. North wins it 17-7.
Get some pretty good running backs in the area. Brian Zimmerman trying to guide Hononegah to an undefeated season. Belvedere is up next for the Indians. And speaking of good backs, Isaiah Hui takes the jet sweep, dives to the pylon for a touchdown, and the Indians are on top early. The fans, well, they need to stick together to stay warm tonight. Cole Warren, you know, he's been on fire. He slings it out to Hui, and Hui's going to tiptoe his way to stay in bounds, and then he does Hui things. Huge gain to set up another Hononegah touchdown. He is just so fascinating to watch. Hononegah, they roll 48-6.
Boylan taking the trip to Guilford, trying to stay in second place, and the Titans defense was flying in this one. Charlie Mayer making a big play to get the ball back for his offense. Some Titans fans knowing how to beat the weather, but Guilford not rolling over. 4th down stand, keeping this one a 1-score ball game. The Titans defense was a menace all night long. They forced the scramble drill here. This time, Sonny Jass looks like he shot out of a cannon, gets his head right on the ball. This one would eventually trickle out of the end zone for a safety. Hard not to get excited about that one. And Boylan rolls to the 43-0 win. You're not seeing double, you're just seeing our play of the week. Let's go right back to it. Defense doesn't usually get a lot of love for the play of the week. We got to do it this week. In the rain, that play right there to lead to the safety. Great play for the Titans and another great week. We'll see you next week for week 9.